All right, gang. So the Jets continue to stay busy. They brought back a familiar face, offensive lineman Jake Hansen, on a 1-year deal, right around the league minimum, to add to bolster the offensive line depth. With the trade from Morgan Moses yesterday and the other moves that they've already made on the offensive line and the defensive line, they're adding depth in areas that they need. And again, making it easier for them to be a little bit more aggressive in the draft instead of having to focus on just strictly need there. And it's moves like they made early this morning when they restructure, they gave CJ Mosley an extension. And what it does, it lowered the cap hit to make it easier for them to bring in guys like this or bring in new guys or maybe splurge on a player. And like I said earlier, the only player I would honestly splurge on is Mike Evans. Um, as wide receiver, an elite wide receiver to pair up with Garrett Wilson on the wide receiver front. But aside from that, I don't know. Maybe Jadeveon Clowney. I think he's going to be visiting with the Jets next week too, so maybe he'll give him some beef on the edge there as well to replace Bryce Huff if they get a chance to sign him. But he's also visiting with Carolina Panthers, and I think he's going back to visit with the Ravens too. So we'll see what happens there. But they brought back again a familiar face, an offensive lineman, give them a little bit more depth. They need to protect Aaron Rodgers. They need to protect Tyrod Taylor as much as they can. The running backs, right, and make it easier for the quarterbacks to throw to their wide receivers and their tight ends and hand off the ball to the running backs. So the more protection, the better. So that's the roster move that they made today. But another piece of news is that Zach Wilson has listed his New Jersey townhouse for sale. So, and all signs pointing towards a trade that could be happening in the next couple of days. I can't, and the fact that they've already brought in their backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, and it sounds as if Zach Wilson's going to be on the move. And again, bringing in Tyrod Taylor either makes it easier for them to trade Zach Wilson. I don't expect a big return, maybe a 6th or 7th round pick, maybe. Or at this point, they can't even get that. It makes it easier for them to release Zach Wilson and just go with Tyrod Taylor. So either way, the Jets are covering their bases. So make sure, by the way, that you're subscribed to this channel. If you happen to be a football fan, especially the Jets, I don't want you to miss anything. So hit the notification button as well when you subscribe. Do that now before you leave. It's greatly appreciated. I just want to make sure you get all things that all news Jets, all things Jets, and I'll obviously be covering all the other moves from other teams as well. So a relatively busy day in free agency. Who's just the floodgates for free agency just opened up yesterday. So I'm gonna go over a couple. See, the Rams signed Cameron Call, safety. Chargers have traded Keenan Allen to the Bears. The Chiefs are signing wide receiver Marquise Brown, another weapon for Pat Mahomes. Commanders are trading quarterback Sam Howell to the Seahawks. So the Cardinals and the Falcons are finalizing a Desmond Ritter trade. So these are the types of moves that happened today. Cardinals are signing wide receiver Chris Moore. All these incremental moves are adding up. The Seahawks and Tyler Lockett agreed to restructure his deal. So the Saints are re-signing, or they're signing wide receiver Cedric Wilson Jr. So a lot of these moves are happening. So, but in terms of the Jets, they brought back a familiar face. He started 4 games last year, but he's going to provide valuable depth to the offensive line. And I expect them, honestly, to probably, depending on who falls to them at 10, if one of the top 2 linemen happen to fall to them at 10, then maybe they'll grab one. If not, I could see them trading down, like I said earlier, trading down to 15, 16 for a team that might want to trade up for a quarterback. And because anyway, you can take that pick and secure a 2nd round pick too, since they don't have a 2nd round pick in this year's draft, that would be a great move. And they could still get a playmaker offensively at 15 or 16, wide receiver, tight end, something like that. And then you get your offensive lineman in round 2. It's pretty deep when it comes to offensive linemen and receivers, so tight ends. So now would be the time to do it. And this is an opportunity again for the Jets to be creative and bold. So kudos to them for the moves that they've made so far, the trades that they've made, the restructuring of contracts that they've made. They're taking a little bit more methodical approach this offseason. So I like it. I like it. Make sure you let me know what you think. Load up the comments. Let's talk about it. Okay. And if anything else comes out, you'll get it. Talk to you later.